Good morning, IPX. We are at the second day of Embedded World 2024, and we're on the booth for TouchNetix. And we're going to be talking to Iyad, who's going to tell us all about their new display solution in industrial touch. Over to you, Iyad.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to TouchNetix. We'll be presenting one of our newest innovations at TouchNetix. In fact, it's a bespoke firmware that mainly enables button applications. More technically, it enables anything that needs force sensing and/or touch. So any combination of touch sensing and force sensing, both or.
So when you say buttons,
yeah.
Are you so that's not actual touch, it's just a button effect, or is it through force?
It is a button that when you land on, you don't necessarily need to activate until you actually press. So that's the force sensing element.
Right, so that is the force element. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry I interrupted you. Carry on.
No, that's fine. That's exactly where I was going. So the idea here is that we use our patented force sensing technology. So that's sort of what's under the hood over here. And we have some very clever firmware that detects everything, or gives you the benefit of everything the aXiom does. aXiom's our chip family.
Yeah.
So once you approach these buttons, you get a proximity effect. Once you land, you don't necessarily need to activate these buttons until you actually press. And it's actually a multi-touch capable technology.
Right, okay.
So what also you're able to do here is have a haptic feedback. The aXiom chip also, it's hard to show on video, but when you press down, you do feel a sort of a vibration.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, this looks to me like a typical industrial touch display.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this 5 years ago would have been a physical touch button, and you've taken the aXiom technology and you've applied force and touch sitting underneath there. To deliver the same effect, but you would feel with a button, but there's no actual physical button.
100%. Now, what we've done over here, the innovation is that with the TactoSense is that with capacitive touch sensing, it is practically impossible to have a metallic or a conductive surface to touch down on.
Right.
With our TactoSense firmware, we've been able to achieve that. Right. So that's why now you're able to have this metallic touch surface and yet be able to do buttons capacitively with capacitive touch sensing.
Right. So this is the first time that you'd have had a metal.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And no one else can offer that metal touch.
Not with the conventional capacitive touch sensing technologies that are out there.
So that's a proper real breakthrough, isn't it?
It is. It
right.
is.
And so typical applications. In terms of ruggedness, where do you see this going?
In terms of applications?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Whenever I see this, I keep thinking of elevators. So that's definitely one application.
Okay.
Yeah. And anything that uses something that looks like this.
Right. So
I have to say, actually, the applications are more general. So here we're showing it doing buttons, but you can do all sorts of other applications like joysticks.
So if a customer comes to you, one of our community comes to you, do you offer the program for the application, or do they buy that straight off the shelf?
What they do is they buy the chip with the firmware on it, and then we will help them in the tuning process and the design process to achieve what they want to do as an application. So if it was a button bar like this, that can go in a car, or it can be an elevator button bar like this. It can be a joystick for some application where they want to detect a rocking motion using this force sensing technology. So what we would be providing is our firmware and our know-how and the tuning practice, basically.
So you've taken the aXiom platform that has got a rich heritage in all sorts of places with touch, in automotive and all that kind of thing. You've taken it, so they come to you with an industrial application, and you help embed that chip underneath the display to do whatever force and haptics that they need in their actual application.
It can be any industry. So our aXiom chips are automotive qualified. So we target the automotive certifications and qualifications because they're the most stringent.
Right.
And that means that we can do any other industry. So we do industrial, we do medical, we do all sorts of applications in any industry because of that.
So TouchNetix has really changed the game by allowing capacitive touch on metal surfaces, but it is so cool that you can have buttons and joysticks without the physical controls anymore, and especially when you add that haptic feedback and you do feel that there is something there, it's going to change the game. So apply to evaluate this technology on ipXchange, and yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys create. Keep designing.
Hey, yo, where my engineers at?